it seems China is for sustainability, whereas like they're this gigantic beast. And I saw in your bio and from your website that China is this leader in sustainability, but you talk to other people, and anecdotally, it's this giant polluting factory that is capitalism over anything else, really, which creates more waste. So how can China be a leader in sustainability and also this giant plastic monster?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think to frame a bit, because if you ask five people to define sustainability, you'll probably get 100 answers. For me, sustainability really is an
Okay.
umbrella catch all term for anything that helps to build a better future, whether that's for the environment, which gets the lion's share of the PR and the media attention. That's one part of it. But there's also the social side of sustainability. So human rights, labor rights, animal rights, all that sort of stuff. And then you have an entire area devoted to governance and transparency and greenwashing. So it's quite multifaceted. It's not just hugging the trees, saving the polar bears. There's a lot more to it. And when it comes to sustainability overall, my viewpoint is that it's really important we're focused more on moving the needle in the right direction, these incremental steps, versus sitting back and waiting for things to be perfect, because that's never going to happen. So we work within the system we have, we look at these small incremental steps. I wish things would go faster, but this is kind of where we are. So noting where positive change is happening. Going back to the question about China. So China is this massive battleship in the water that is trying to turn itself around. It's going to take a minute. And a lot of people are not patient, particularly when it comes to a place that they really don't understand too well. So they're wanting China to fix everything right away, and that's not going to happen. It's not realistic in the sense of the capitalist socialist model that they have, or indeed the way the world works in general. It wouldn't happen in any of the other countries, so it's not fair to expect China to be able to do that either. But the one thing China has that a lot of, well, all Western democracies do not have is they're a command and control economy. So if the government says something is going to happen, it happens. And back in, it would
Hmm.
have been 2012, 2013, they made a very concerted decision to say, yep, we're focusing on sustainability and becoming a greener country. And they've been so public with that that it's highly unlikely they're going to step back from any of those goals they set for themselves. I think China is one of the few countries that, while not on track, they are the closest to meeting their Paris climate targets, which come up in 2025. They have
Hmm.
done amazing amounts of work, certainly in investment around green technology and infrastructure. I think the last statistics, and this is all pre-COVID because COVID kind of screwed everything up for everybody, but pre-COVID, they were investing more every year into green technology than the entire EU combined. And that's because they have access to that
Wow.
capital to be able to do that. And combined with the willingness of the command and control government, all of these things get fast tracked. You can look at it a lot in the sense of, I think a lot of people know sort of how the public transport system has grown so quickly across a lot of China, the high speed rail and how many lines are being built every year. And again, while not perfect, it's certainly a move in the right direction and going faster than a lot of Western democracies, including my own country, the United States, is going. So those are all things going in the right direction. Again, not perfect. And then on the social side of things, really looking at how they're improving factory conditions, labor conditions, all of that stuff contributes to what I think is really one of the leaders around the world when it comes to sustainability and innovations in sustainability. My wish and my hope is that more people would look to China, not as, again, being perfect, but certainly as somewhere they can look for lessons and learnings to then apply into their own countries. Remember, at the end of the day, China may be, or China is, one of the biggest polluters, if not the biggest polluter overall, but we're all on the same rock. And so if you look at it really critically, China probably wouldn't be as polluting if those of us in other countries weren't demanding that they create all the stuff that we think we need. So it's this big circle that everything feeds into everything else. We love to point fingers, but again, we're all sharing this space together and we're all sort of responsible for the things that are happening.